Hola, mi gente, and welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, queries, statements, or otherwise, we have multiple ways to be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is @SkimPod. That is SKIMPOD. That's where I like to fight. For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. That's crunchy being spelled with a K. We're available via Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Spotify, and a partridge in a pear tree. And of course the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show. And a band plays on here at Skim, and to that end we provide you a Podcast, a musical discussion podcast built on a hip-hop foundation, and you know what? It's dope. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox 2099, your host, the Internet's Tayrell713, and me? Well, damn it, I'm the real ODP.
Well, I'm to that one show we used to watch on Food Network.
And this is the problem too, when like the age says they're 18, and you go through the pictures, you're like, I don't know when these pictures were taken. Like, what if she was 17 in this picture? And I go, damn, but she's 18 now. Does that make it okay? Or because I don't know.
You're just saying, damn.
Because there's cleavage all over Google Images right now, and I'm like, was this 17-year-old cleavage? Or was this 18-year-old cleavage?
That's a lot of cleavage.
Yeah.
She has a lot of cleavage in pictures.
Yes.
I mean, what are you to do? But
She's gonna be 19 in a couple weeks according to her Wikipedia page. So.
Maybe those are coming out.
quite literally.
Like, I'm 18. Let them girls fly.
Oh,
That what your one girl did. Yeah, she just went ham. But I digress.
I want to read this a little bit. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. It's the 5th of November, people. Stays Rich Milk, episode 230. No, 226. We back at it. Thank you. I have this red corn muffin roll to go with this spinach salad, but I do.
They just give you what you want there, what they want at some point. Right?
Yeah, I think I told the lady no roll, but I didn't go too hard on my no roll policy.
Yeah.
Because she's in a motorized chair and
The one
stuff.
that their latest employee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't want to make it more difficult than it was going to be. If I have a roll in there, the world ain't gonna end.
It's almost like how grandma's like, you gonna eat this, and you're like, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, if I'd been steadfast in my no roll thing, it just felt like such a minor thing
To be bothered with.
Yeah, that I was like, it is what it is.
Well, once again at 230 Huron Road, Huron Road East, I think is what the address says, even though it always says whatever Tower City's address is if you go looking for it elsewhere. Say, Crunch Milk, we doing this thing. You know how we roll. It's lunchtime, and we are legitimately eating. Well, I am. Anthony ate at his desk already because he packs like a smart man, a man whose finances are on his mind. And
you gotta pay for daycare every week. Sometimes you gotta be like, I gotta eat.
My finances aren't on not packing either, but I didn't pack because I didn't cook last night.
Did you go shopping?
I did.
Okay.
But I made a I used the leftover sandwich meat I had for dinner last night.
Yeah.
I bought some fresh stuff yesterday, but I just finished off the shit that I bought last time. So I didn't open up anything else and whatever. Plus, because I knew we were coming here to record, so I figured, I had to contribute to the establishment every now and again.
As long as you're not eating no Michelinas, 10 for 10.
I do eat here with about enough regularity outside our recording. I feel like we on good grounds.
yeah. But I knew I was coming here and I knew what I get and everything. So it wasn't like I just went blindly into that good night.
Yeah.
I had a plan, but I'll be packing the rest of the week. Tomorrow and Thursday.
My cashier, sure, we'll go with that, was like, you usually order online. I go, yeah, but we in here every week, so it's cool. But we back at it. Yes, they very much suffer from daylight savings time because I stayed up way too late Sunday, and of course I had to get up early on Monday, and my progress, everything was. I was sitting in my work. And I definitely fell asleep. So I wake up, my fingers on the thing, it's like all sixes just rolling by into the Excel sheet. And I'm like, okay, you got to get it together, baby. So I went to bed at a way more reasonable hour last night. I actually went to bed like at 10:30 and fell asleep soon thereafter. And
so at 11:30 you went to bed, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I went because I did ended up waking up at like 4:12 to go pee. It was like 5:12. So that's, yeah, you're about right. But I fell my ass right back asleep. So I got them Z's in this go round.
I wanted to go to bed early last night, but I ended up staying up to watch wrestling. Like I feel usually if I'm asleep by like 11:20, that's good because that gives me about 8 hours of potential sleep. Mm-hmm. But the way I toss and turn, I don't ever get the full 8. So I got into my bedroom around that time, but my mind was so focused on something yesterday that I couldn't concentrate. So I ended up having to take care of some business, and couldn't fall asleep at that point until like well after midnight. Thank you.
This is what we discussed the other day. Was that really still yesterday as we was walking?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow, I didn't know
that was the major focus of my entire day.
I didn't know it held on that strong.
Oh, it was hurting.
For certain?
Yeah, that had the majority of my focus from that moment in the morning till last night.
Well, okay then.
So, in that case, do you feel like you search the internet for a comparison?
I have done that before. In this case, I did not, because I was so focused on the task at hand that I just stayed on course. But I have before looked for proxy.
I think that's always helpful to kind of...
Sometimes, though, the problem with looking for proxy is I end up finding something else, and it draws my attention away from what I initially set out to do.
I feel like that might be helpful in this situation to kind of
surely
to kind of get you.
It's a counteraction.
You can talk. We had it.
It's a counteraction to the issue at hand. So I don't know.
It might help take the focus off so you can focus while you're back in your normal situation. Like, I think it probably would have helped you.
I've not, because the problem with like losing focus
My
is
religion.
that it doesn't go away if I don't take care of it. So like if I get like sidetracked by a different proxy, then the issue still remains until I take care of that issue.
It can't go on the back burner.
Yeah, because it'll just keep coming back. Like there has to be a resolution. So it's like going through a proxy just delays the inevitable.
I am inevitable. Got a little gauntlet on. I don't even know you. Oh my god. What's been going on?
I am inevitable.
So, Box just returned from his last trip of the year, last scheduled trip of the year, correct, right?
Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Like, in fact, I was thinking about not eating any food for the next 3 weeks. I was running through my finances this morning. I'm like, yeah, I can't really afford to eat dinner.
That is 2 trips.
Good thing I got this fat to burn.
You took 2 trips in real short order. In this case, you went to Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a story that I guess will lead into this trip.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to the Cavs home opener on, I think it was October 26th, if I'm remembering the date off the top of my head correctly. And I sat through the whole game. At one point, my buddy who I was with had gotten up to go to the bathroom, and when he came back, he told me they have like a team shop in the arena, but then they have like little shops that they've strategically placed throughout for like just, not all the merch, but some of the merch. It's like when you go to a concert and they have like a
merch stands.
Merch stands. So he told me that the stand that was below our section had a hoodie jacket thing for on clearance for half off, and I needed another coat because a lot of the jackets I wore last year are all too big now.
Yeah.
So I don't have like a wide selection of hoodies and stuff because the stuff's either that I do own is either way too small or it's way too big. So I went down there to see what they had, and they had this Nike like so it's like kind of like the warm-up hoodie that the players wear.
Yeah.
And I had the one they had a couple years ago that was like a Reebok one that was blue, and I had been wearing it as recently as a couple weeks ago, but it's like a tent on me now because I wore it, stretched it out when I was big, and now I've lost weight. It's like a circus tent, so I can't really like in good conscience wear that thing anymore. So this one was black. It zips up. It's got like the Cavs logo on the left breastplate. Then it's got a giant Nike swoosh on the right side, and it's got like an NBA logo on the left sleeve or something. I wasn't sure if I was gonna buy it or not because like it was like a 2X, but I figured with a little perseverance it'd be fine, and that material is usually kind of stretchy and whatnot, and so it was originally $150 and it was on clearance for half off, so I got it for $75. So I take it to the register, and they were running a deal too, where if you spent $50, you got a free Cavs anniversary pennant or something. So I have that hanging up at home right now. But like the total of my order comes out to like $80.99, and the cashier goes, "Would you like to round up and donate to something to do with kids?"
Okay.
And my natural inclination, and thank you, is always to say no.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I was just moving it so everything could sit nice. It was kind of leaning.
So yeah, my natural inclination is always just to say no because I never listen to what the cashier says.
Yeah.
Because like I never donate to those things.
Yeah.
So I just said no without even like really listening to her.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "You don't want to donate a penny?" And I went, "No." Because at this point I'm just like, well, I've already committed to the no. I'm staying steadfast with the no. And then she goes, "You really don't want to donate a penny to kids?" And I went, "No." And then, like, so she was like a young girl, and she was working alongside some older gentleman, like, I would say, like, wanted to retire but hasn't quite gotten there yet. Like, the system hasn't worked out.
May have retired and had to come back.
Yeah. He's doing it for the love of the game. He chimes in, he goes, "You really don't want to donate 1 penny to kids?" And I was like, "Nah, fuck them kids."
Oh, no.
Because at this point, like, the girl's been giving me shit.
They're taking it too far.
Yeah, and now you're trying to pressure me into just giving away. Like, you don't know my situation. You don't know. I don't know this organization.
Yeah.
Like,
They could be just straight up evil.
yeah. I don't know who the fuck this money's going to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I've committed to my no, and I don't appreciate the fact that now you're like trying to make me feel guilty and pressure me about my no.
Yeah.
So now I'm just gonna be like an asshole.
Obstinate. You're gonna be damned.
Yeah. So, well, I don't take like if you've just been like accepted my no, we could have moved on.
But now you made it worse.
Yeah. Now you've poked the bear, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna poke back, and I'm gonna be a dick. So at this point, I try inserting my credit card, which happened to be the replacement credit card I had for when my shit got hacked a week prior.
Yeah.
So I put the credit card into the chip reader too soon, and I had to pull it out. But then it started to try and read it, so then it caused like a false positive with my credit card company that my credit card had been stolen.
Yeah.
So I declined the first transaction. So she tells me to swipe it, and I swipe it, and it doesn't go through. So then the machine tells me to insert the chip again. So I insert the chip, and it goes through. And at this point, she's so upset that she won't even look at me. She takes my free pennant off the wall behind her, puts it in the bag, which I was shocked that she even gave me the pennant because I never brought it up.
Yeah.
So like she could have easily just like not even like made an attempt to give it to me, and like I would have had to have said something, but like she continued with that. But she puts it in the bag, slides the bag on the counter, but maintains her eye view away from me. Mm-hmm. And then I went, "Oh, thank you, have a great night." And she just stares at the counter, doesn't say like, "Thank you, come again," like nothing positive whatsoever, just stares off in the distance, doesn't acknowledge that I even exist anymore, and then I just left. So I said all that, one, because like I actually meant to tell the story last week on the show and just kind of forgot. But it came up in that, so I go to Orlando and I flew in on the same flight as my sister and her fiance. And we ended up, he had rented a car, which I didn't know that they have Airbnb for cars. Because he's under 25 and none of the car rental places would rent him a car.
Yeah.
So I ended up Airbnb-ing a car from somebody. It's not, the service isn't Airbnb.
I know what
but
service is.
It's the same principle.
Yeah, Hannibal Buress has advertised that particular service on his show many a time.
Ah.
Yeah.
So, we get, like, he had gotten a car, dropped off at the airport by the owner, and we got in it and took off. And we ended up going to... a Walmart. Oh yeah, just gotta go play the penny slots. We ended up going to like a Walmart to get some supplies, and we went to the outlet mall to go like shopping. So I got some lunch, and then we went to a Borders bookstore. We were trying to kill some time.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't check into my hotel until 3, and they couldn't check in until 4. So we ended up going to a mall too, which is where I was texting you guys about when we were in Lush.
Yeah.
So I had stopped in a GNC there. I didn't buy any at the Walmart we'd already gone to. I bought like some water and some like drinks that are sweetened with like erythritol, so they don't like they have flavor, but they're not like carb full and full of sugar and all that stuff. It's like stevia and erythritol, so like your body doesn't absorb it. I didn't buy any snacks though, because like I didn't want to like go super crazy with buying like little Debbie cakes and stuff. And even though it's like my natural inclination is to like, oh, I'm on vacation, just go eat zebra cakes, but I didn't do that. But then like I also didn't buy a lot of the jerky. I didn't buy any beef jerky because a lot of the beef jerky I was finding there was like
just full of molasses and shit.
Yeah, it was like full of sugars and stuff. So it's like at that point I might as well just eat little Debbie cakes. So I didn't buy any actual snacks, but I bought drinks. But when we were in the mall, I saw a GNC, which every mall basically has a GNC.
Except for this one.
Well, this one used to, up until like 2 months ago. So I went over to the GNC because they sell Quest bars.
Wow.
And like Quest bars, like they're high fiber and they use like erythritol type sweeteners. So like the label says sugar alcohol, but if I look at it, it's probably like erythritol.
Yeah.
And so like each one of their bars is like 20 to 21 grams of protein and like 4 net carbs. So it's like pretty solid choice for what I do. So I went in there and I bought like they had like buy 1 or buy 2 get 1 free or something like that. So I ended up buying like 6 bars because I was gonna be there for like 4 days, and it wasn't like I was planning on eating them all, but it was like an emergency in case I was
just back up.
Yeah.
You get peckish, you walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get to the counter and I check out, and she goes, "Would you like to donate $1 to something?" And then my mind immediately flashed back to the experience I had with the girl at the Cavs game a couple nights prior. And
charity PTSD.
Yeah. And I went, in my mind, I went, fuck, I'm not going through that again. And I went, yeah, I recently had an experience with something like this, so you've just won out. Yes, I will donate the $1. And so, yeah.
A bad experience.
I had a bad experience with a similar situation a few days prior. You can take the $1. It was something to do with veterans. Was what she sold me on, I believe, but I didn't ask for their manifesto or a link to their website. So for all I know, she just pocketed $1.
I mean, you didn't give her cash or nothing. So.
Yeah, it's on a credit card slip. So I mean, I guess if like I really wanted to go digging for where that $1 went.
Yeah.
But that's my thing is like I don't have info on the organization. That's why like I understand like it's a good thought, but for people like who want to know where their shit's going, sometimes it's a little bit of a pressure, and then you run into the guilt trip, and the guilt trip with certain people turns into aggression. And it's just not a pleasant experience. Which
is how your other sister ends up doing a another timeshare on her last day in damn Florida.
Yeah.
Because she clearly don't do well with the pressure.
My siblings, their hotels were comped because when we went last year for the Orlando Informer event, the one sibling was staying at, I think it was like a DoubleTree or something, and they had people there who were offering free hotel stay, but you had to agree to sit through like a timeshare presentation. So both siblings signed up for that, and that's how they had their hotels. And I wish we had known the room beforehand, because the one sister, she was staying in basically like an apartment and had a pull-out couch. Could have gotten out of having to fucking book a hotel. But anyway, so the one sibling, the one who just got married, she wasn't happy because the other sister, their room was nicer, even though they were both doing the same thing. Because it's not like in a certain hotel. It's like they have a bunch of hotels that they book in, and it's kind of random as far as like where you stay. And so the sister that just got married had the lesser of the two rooms. Like she basically got like a one-room flat, whereas the other sister got they had like a jacuzzi tub and a stand-up shower, and they had a full kitchen and enclosed patio, and it was like right next to a pool. So it was all these things. So she wasn't happy about that. And then the sister with the nicer room, her presentation ended up being only 90 minutes, whereas the one with the lesser room, their presentation was 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was a point of contention for a little bit. And I guess like when they showed up to the park on Saturday, they got approached by somebody who was like, hey, you want a $100 gift card? All you gotta do is sit through a 90-minute presentation. And so they ended up she couldn't say no, and they signed up for that.
$100 each or $100 for that couple?
100 for the couple.
So let's do the math. So 100, so that's 50 each. 50 divided by
Comes out to like a little less than 50 cents a minute, right?
55.
Oh.
So and then if we do the whatever of it, it's like, I don't know, man.
I mean, like,
My time,
if that was a job, that's not a terrible return on investment, but you're on vacation, so.
Yeah, like I said, my time is so much more valuable, and I'm just not that. Vanessa is sort of that way. She'll have friends, like high school friends or acquaintances who just be like, I'm selling this, and she can't help herself but try to go support. I'm like, well, I mean, whatever. I'm like, I guess, baby, I just no, you don't need no more I don't know, lamps or whatever. So.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like when we first started doing this show, I was kind of disappointed in the amount of friends that like listened a couple times and then dropped off. Mm-hmm. But then I realized it's the same both ways, because when they post their shit that they're like, oh, my family member's got this business, or please leave a Yelp review, or hey, I'm selling Girl Scout cookies or whatever, I'm like, you know what? Nah. Y'all didn't support me. The circle goes round and round.
But you fully understand, every single podcast I listen to, I have made a point to go review on iTunes. Every single one. Because I know it is to not have that happen. And so I do.
I've gotten to the point where I like reviewing stuff that I listen to.
I do, because I like saying what's cool about it and what I enjoy about it, and I hope it helps somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it's like having done this now for how long we've fucking done it.
Yeah.
You learn how much like that kind of stuff actually does help.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the podcasts I listen to aren't really small podcasts.
Yeah.
So Mark Maron doesn't need me to.
For sure, but I listen to Try It You Like It Pod, and we're probably similar in our numbers. They probably do a little better because they got some Hollywood comedians coming through. You know what I'm saying? Because they do all like they're improv and stuff like that. So they probably do bigger numbers, but they're not massive. Like saying it's not like they're not. No. You say the Doughboys now. A lot of people do know the Doughboys brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it ain't always been that way. So I try to go out and do my part, because.
It's like, I've been listening to these audiobooks, and I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
Yeah.
But the audiobooks, like, on the app have a rating.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to do it, because I want people to, like, I want to add to the discussion, because I've been thoroughly enjoying participating in all this.
Yeah, for the ones you do like, you want to be like, hey, man, this is good because... Yeah. And those that you didn't, maybe you want to be like, hey.
I just finished a book about an hour ago, and in our group chat, not our group chat, but a group chat I'm in with a bunch of buddies.
Yeah.
We talk about, like, the one guy's an analytics guy, Like he went to college and everything. I'm trying to help him find some direction because like he's passionate about the subject.
Yeah.
But he lacks execution, and we've been trying to help him figure out how to approach people better about talking about the subject matter because he would get like aggressive and attacking, and I was trying to convey to him that like you're not going to change everyone by screaming at them.
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to talk to people and like ask them why they think the way they do, and like show like your perspective and be able to communicate. Like it's more than just knowing the subject. You have to know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And he was in the Navy. He graduated recently. He's working as an analytics guy for a small manufacturer off like Brook Park Road. And I just finished a book this morning. It was about grit.
Yeah.
And so I said it to him like in the group chat because he and another guy were having this discussion about fantasy football analytics as far as like applying values to wide receivers for daily fantasy stuff. And so I sent him a screenshot of the book I finished, and I was like, "Hey, I think you would enjoy this book." And then he immediately went to Amazon and bought it.
Okay, cool.
Which I was thinking more of like, "Hey, it's free on the library app." He went to Amazon and he actually bought the hard. Like he sent the screenshot of him ordering the book. Like, so I just got the author some revenue.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing because I've been listening to these books and like I have suggested a few of them to certain people based on the subject matter because like. I know, like, they're my friends because we share similar interests and things. So, like, I like spreading something that I thought was helpful to other people who might also find it helpful and enjoying.
That's kind of like the joy of it, man. I do enjoy. I write. I oftentimes find myself writing Amazon reviews, especially for things I've had good experience with, but also some things I've had bad experience with. And in one case, the seller immediately bounced back like, "Hey, if you could take that down." We can maybe come to some terms, and I'm like, well, I'm certainly not going to take it down, but I can tweak some things, and I did.
They've asked you to take some down before?
Yes, because I had one of the amplifiers from my turntable. You know, I think you've seen it. It's a little thing you turn the volume up and down on. The first one I bought fell from the top of the stand. And you know that stand. That stands 2 feet, 200 feet, whatever. It's like 2 records tall, and 2 record covers tall. And it fell from there, and it literally just like exploded. Like the knob popped out and went flying. Like it was just decimated by what was essentially a very small drop. And they were like, and I think it was too late for me to get a refund from Amazon, but they was like, "Yo, if you could change your review or take it down, I'll just refund you the money." And so I didn't change my review. I actually went in and I tweaked some things. I changed the star rating. I took the star rating up and said, "Hey, this broke on me immediately, but the company was good guys and gave me a refund for it." That's all I changed. Because I don't want to be I'm not going to just take my review down because of whatever. Because the reality of it is it did get destroyed, and I don't want people to be buying that.
And like sometimes people saying that the company's responsive and willing to like do that kind of thing helps out as well with customer relations.
Yep. So I that's why I enjoy. And also I enjoy reading a good Amazon review every now and again. There's this I know it seems weird, but there's this sex toy that has this hilarious Amazon review on it.
A lot of them do.
And it was so well written and such a good I'm like that's hilarious. Like I'm a fan of reviews, not only just because I need them to better this program. I work hard. I got some sleepy nights every now and again, but that I work on. But it's just I also enjoy what comes of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I get down with the whole review situation.
I mean, Amazon's a great case of that. Like, I use Amazon to look through to see like what kind of stuff people are saying about the products and stuff.
Oh yeah. I immediately go to the.
Why I didn't buy one of those Manscaped razors.
Yeah.
Because like they build is like, oh, it doesn't cut you and this that, and the other, and like I went on Amazon because I figure all these like companies that aren't like well-known products, they have their own website and they advertise on podcasts and TV and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they'll still have storefronts on Amazon. So I'll go there and like I looked at the reviews on it and it was like 3.3 out of 5 and it had like hundreds of reviews and I'm going through the comments and people are like, oh no, it still fucking cuts you.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, Oh well, like I'm not. The whole appeal was not cutting up my nutsack
For sure.
But they're saying it still nicks your nutsack. I'm like, what the fuck is the point? Like, the one I already have that does that.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up just using the back razor thing because like that was the other thing is like you're supposed to be able to groom your whole body.
Yeah.
You know.
My technique for things like so if I want to buy some right. So right now I'm in the midst of looking for a monitor with a higher refresh rate, and I've been finding a lot of monitors that sort of fit the bill, but then I go look at the reviews and I'm like, and I always just go look at the negative reviews. I go look at the negative reviews because people are going to put negative reviews for a couple of reasons on Amazon. It got there late. I'm like, well, that's not actually you reviewing the product at all. That's just you mad.
Yeah.
It honestly is a poor product that broke, or other many other things that can pop up. So I go and read through it. I see what are you saying about this product that says this deserves a 1 star, or probably less in your mind, and I never fuck with the top reviews because the top reviews are often people who are just like, I'm happy it worked. You know what I'm saying? They 5 stars because people are just too loose with them 5 stars in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So that's why I go and read through the lower ones, and I can decide. I can make my moves based on that. I'll read tons of reviews about anything and everything I'm buying. I try to be a well informed consumer.
It's helpful too in some like. So I bought like protein powder from Amazon because there's this Iso Pure is a brand that sells no carb protein powder. They sweeten it with like the sugar alcohols and stuff. So they have their one storefront where it has like all their protein powders. Now, when I first went to the page, I landed on the one I was specifically there for.
Yeah.
In my mind, I will automatically assume that like, oh hey, these are all the options for all the 0 carb whey proteins they sell.
Yeah.
Not actually accurate, which I hadn't realized until I was reading through the reviews on the various flavors, and then people were like, oh, I thought this was no carb, but it's not. You got to be careful looking at the label. So I went through each product, and like you can go onto a slide where it shows the nutritional facts for that product.
Yeah.
And only about like 5 of them were 0 carb. So like that's another area where like it's multiple options on the page. Not each product falls under the same thing.
And because a lot of people aren't just going to go take that extra step, they're thinking, oh, all these must be 0 carb.
Because that's what I initially did, and that's what taught me to like look a little closer at what the page actually has.
It's the hustle out here, man. So get out there and review my show. How about that? I'm just going to put that out there. If you haven't done it yet, please do go do it. I hadn't checked in a bit. Who knows? Maybe we have some reviews I'm not aware of.
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean.
So you guys were talking about not knowing where money goes. So when you tip, do you give cash or do you put it on the slip?
I try and give cash whenever possible, just because that way I know it goes directly to the person, and Big Brother don't find out about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the other day we went to a restaurant and I was like, this person gave some good service, and I left a little extra. But as soon as I was walking away from the table, the busboy was coming up.
Yeah.
So who's to say the busboy didn't take that money?
Oftentimes, so in my situation, I'll tell you what I do. When it's good service and I got cash, no, it's not always the same. I almost always just try to say, thank you, sweetie, and put it in their hand. Like dead in the hand. I don't just leave shit on the table. I don't like that.
Or like if they bring me the bill, I'll put my card down there with cash.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them to keep the cash. Or if I'm paying all with cash, I'll give the cash and the tip amount on the bill, and I'll say keep the change.
Yeah. So that's been my move. I actually don't like to leave money on the table because when T was a little kid, he was in a Shoney's in Tennessee and was walking by the table and like, yo, what's money on this table? It was snatching up change off the table, and my mama got back. I got back to my mom. Well, Mom, I found all this money. So you was taking them people's tips, and I did not feel bad about it because I did not understand the notion of it, but I do now. Yeah. And so I don't like just leaving dough loose on the table.
You were cash flush that day.
My mom probably I have no real further than that. She probably maybe take it back, but what to do with it at that point? Because it's like whose money was it and how much was what,
He was walking past with a whole bunch of cash on the table.
What was changed? It was the 80s. It was definitely nobody was putting no singles on the table.
I did that with the Uber ride I took the other night. Like I could have left a tip on the Uber app, but I just gave the guy a $5 bill.
I do tip in app on Lyft.
Why, he had Capri Suns in that car?
No, he was friendly in that like he didn't really try and talk to me, but like we had a little bit of banter when I got in the car, so I felt comfortable.
Yep.
And then he got me to the airport in a good amount of time by speeding on the freeway.
Yeah. I respect the hell out of that. That's why I say I'm a Lyft man. I'm not an Uber dude. But I do tip in the app, but I hope that does well. But that's the system at hand on for that particular app. You know what I'm saying? It's like how much you want to tip, and it's like 20%. Like I said, I'm a 20% man, unless the service was trash. Now I give you, and trash is too much. If the service was what I expected and more, we'll start at 20%.
For me, it varies on how much, what I bought, how long I was there, how the actual service was. It's a varying of factors of. So like I can't say I'm 20% because sometimes I'll be 10%. Like if I sit down, I order one drink, it's $9. I'm not tipping you $2 to bring me one drink.
At a bar, so I'm gonna lay $1 down. Who did I hear about? Somebody got mad about that because this dude was sitting. I think it was Giant Beast Cast. My man Dan Riker he said he was at a bar. And he goes, his standard thing is every drink he got, he'll lay $1 down. Yeah. And he said, dude, like approached him like at the end of the night or something like that. Was like, hey man, I got a family to raise or an apartment to pay for or something like that, man. And your dollar tips ain't gonna do it or something like that. I was like, bruh, you could have had nothing. And in fact, now you will have nothing. Yeah. And also, I'm probably not coming back to this establishment. So for all kinds of things come with that. So I try to be a decent tipper because, like I said, I know what it is. I know that they especially in Ohio. Ohio's one of them states where it's like they definitely do that whole your tips plus your whatever equals minimum wage as opposed to actually giving you a rate.
That's why I try and do the cash. So because like cash changing hands, there's no record of it. Yeah. So like, but with credit card slips, they get a printout of that. Yeah.
But don't bartenders usually get paid more than everybody else in the establishment?
I don't know.
I feel like bartenders usually get paid regular.
Yeah. Well, there's like, because like waitresses, they fall under like the tips plus wage thing. I don't know if bartenders do.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, plus they don't show nobody they butthole. Not usually.
Depends on the bar, I guess, maybe. So I remember, like, literally, as I said, the reason I listed black guy who tips is because I'm a black guy who tips, and I thought that was so neat. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I too am a black guy who tips.
You see, I didn't even know that was a stigma until I met you guys and you talked about that show.
Yeah, man, black folk got all kinds of stigma. We carry so much on our heads, bro, for no damn reason. We just can't help ourselves. Parents done taught us for years. You got to be twice as good to get half as much, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, come on, man. It's that life.
It's funny, like that's why, like I'm not a big fan of really going to restaurants and stuff because I feel like I very rarely get good treatment in restaurants. It's like it's not like we go to like really fancy places, but at the same time, just getting treated fairly is all I want. Yeah.
For me lately, it's not even like the thought of like it was the service gonna be good or bad. It's I know how much it costs to make the food, so I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna pay this much money for something that like I can make myself at home for like a third of the price.
Like this is my markup, and I'm not happy about it, or I am happy about it because it's basically your convenience charge.
Well, I was watching like a burger show episode the other day, and he was like talking about. They basically tried 3 different fancy versions of like a burger.
Yeah, the one Marshawn Lynch, that was a good ass episode.
It was one like that, but I think it was one with Adam Richman.
Okay.
And they went to 3 different places in New York and tried like these top rated burgers or whatever. And he was talking about like the markup cost for restaurants.
How 300%?
Yeah, it's basically 300% for everything. So it's like a burger that you can make for $7-8. The restaurant's going to charge $25 to $30 for it. Wow. Because they have like overhead, utility costs, labor,
all the things that come with insurance.
Yeah, so it's like when you buy the burger, you're not just buying the burger, you're buying the costly electricity to keep the lights on. You're buying the gas to bring the ingredients to your place. It's like there's so many different things you're paying for. You're not just paying for the food.
Yeah,
kind of like child support. Like most people understand, like, my baby don't need $300 worth of diapers, but it's like, hey. Lights, gas, you gotta add all that stuff in.
It's everything else that comes with it. It's just not X, and it's like it's a good mindset to have. Like it's not just the product. It is everything that goes into getting the product to the. I gotta drive to the Target to get the diapers, and drive home, and my time in this regard and so forth and so on. So it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
kids is expensive.
Oh yeah,
it just is, man. I'm just, I don't know. I chuckle. I'm at a very good spot with my kids right now because they're kind of relatively self-sufficient, but also not too pricey. But it's like Xander, 2 years away from college, bro. All of a sudden, it's just gonna go right back up.
Yeah, I was talking to one of our coworkers the other day, and I think it was the day after Halloween, and she was saying like how she wished she knew. Well, she wished she knew when was the last time she was gonna be doing certain things. She was like, your kids are still young. Why not? You should be taking that whole day of Halloween off.
Yeah.
Like, to make it special and all that kind of stuff. Or, like, she wished she knew the last time she was going to be able to take her kid to a toy store, because soon after that, they only want video games. They only want clothes.
It's a similar thing that I read a couple weeks ago where it was, like, talking about how, like, when you say bye to somebody, it was like a meme I think I saw from The Sandlot.
Okay.
And it was, like, all of them together. And it said something like, it's crazy to think that for some of them, this is the last time they played together, and they just didn't know it.
Yeah.
It's like with friends, like, you know, it's like you go to a party with like somebody's throwing. There might be a chance where like that might be the last party you ever go to with that person. Like, you just don't think about it like that.
Yeah.
So it's like a smart thing to like cherish every moment you have and give it your all.
Yeah, it's hard to give it your all when your kids don't give a fuck about you. Like, it's funny, like,
You're gonna need to get on his good side when he gets old enough to beat the shit out of you.
I'm not really worried about Anthony wanting to fight me.
I'm not either.
I'm more worried about, like, I don't know.
My man Thug Passion gonna get you.
Yeah, Boots McGee is a rough character. Like, he, oh my God, they were fighting the other day. He took a loss for the first time the other day. But he kind of, like, Anthony was like, got on top of him. He was like, get off me.
See, and I think that's good though, because one of the things in these books that I've like, especially the one I finished today, they talk about is people who only ever taste success and things come easy to them. They have to learn how to fail. Like, it's a good lesson to learn. So if Emo only ever wins, you know, like Anthony handing him this hot L is good for his character. He's gonna learn how to bounce back.
And he told right away, like, he hit me. I was like, well, he not really. He just kind of pushed you.
He defended himself.
Yeah, yeah, but it's I don't know. Time, like, I hope, you know, Lord willing, you know, we get to keep the gig we got or not keep it or whatever's gonna happen. But I got plenty of time. Like, in a minute, what was it? I'm like 7 years away from another week. And you know,
That's what happens when you start working here when you're like 14.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I wasn't that far away from 14 when I started. But
It was crazy to me. Like, I walking back to my desk today, I'm thinking, man, because it was like the conversation I told you guys earlier off mic. I was thinking about like how long I known that person. I'm like, man, I've been here for 7.5 years already. Where the fuck did the time go?
oh yeah, the time is the waits for no man. It's like when you're little, like it seemed like days take forever.
Yeah.
Just like, but now it's just like this shit is just fast as hell.
Because everything is, all your hours is full. They got blank day. My kid's off today because election day. So they ain't got nothing popping today.
I remember back in the day, it used to be adults fucking around in there.
We live in a society now where
It's
people,
different,
people
yeah.
shoot up school. So it's like, you know, just stay your butt home. Especially because politics, this might get all robbed.
Yeah, I remember like we would go to school and they'd just be like, you can't go
to the gym.
You can't go to the gym today.
Yeah, that's always what it was for us. Yeah.
You gotta eat lunch in your classroom.
Did y'all eat lunch in the classroom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all had the gym material?
Yeah, it was the giant, just multi-purpose room where they would pull the lunch tables out, and then
And
when it
they
was
fold
time
up.
for gym class, they fold back up and put them back in the corner.
I never forget. I think about this often. Like, I think it was at William Cullen Bryant, and one of the teachers, like, it was the first day of school, and we were in gym doing like sit-ups and shit. He's like, if you feel something squishy, it's yesterday's spaghetti. I never forget that. I was like, it might be.
Holy cow! It's funny walking into my polling place because where my kids were elementary at. It's been a minute, and I was just like, oh yeah, this holds no heat for me right now. I chuckle. I got a parent-teacher conference with Lil tomorrow, so I'll be in. I was telling him, you gotta come with me. He goes, nah, man, I ain't coming up there. He goes, I don't want them people seeing me. He goes, I was a real sad little boy when I was going to junior high. Like, hey, you right, son? I guess that's real talk. So He does not want to go up there to see his old teachers.
Yeah.
I'm telling Mike, I'm like, boy, they would appreciate you. I'm telling you, they like to see the boy, the man you're becoming.
I remember clearly when I went from kindergarten to first grade, because the kindergarten was on the first floor, the first grade was on the first floor, and I remember feeling like I was ultra old. Like, I'll go down there and visit my teacher, Miss Bradley. Not knowing that, or not, realizing that I'd only been a year and I was only like a year older. But when you're little, a year is so much time.
Yeah.
Like, I remember it was this girl. It's like, man, she a year older than me. How am I ever gonna pull this shit off?
Now it's like she's 9 years younger than me. How am I gonna keep her?
It's like because I'd be hearing things. You'd be like, all right, it's gonna take you this long to like pay the car off. I'm like, that ain't shit. Hell yeah, let me get. It's just like time becomes like, I can do a couple of years standing on my head. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Probably not in the joint. Probably never. Hopefully, Lord willing, I'll never go to jail. But
yeah, I was walking into a store the other day and I started thinking about like, man, I'm 34 now. I'm half dead.
That is one perspective to have, I guess. So
Or half alive.
there you go.
Yeah. I'm halfway done with my rodeo.
Who knows what's could happen.
But then I think like those 34 years, man, it's all blur. It's like I've been around all that time, but like it don't feel like when like looking forward 34, it seems like forever. Looking back 34, it feels like a snap of the fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you don't remember, I guess, the first 5 years of it.
Like I remember like some major events, but yeah, there's so many. Like if I really tried, if someone said something to me, I could probably start to manifest the visions in my brain of the various things I've done at various times. But it's amazing how much shit you just don't even like. It's probably in there, but you can't just draw it up,
Yeah, I mean, it just makes you realize that we're nothing near Forrest Gump. Like, we ain't really did shit. I ain't been there on the shrimping boat yet.
I've walked past a couple of Bubba Gump shrimps.
How many boats you been on?
Yeah, twice in Orlando.
How many boats you been on in general?
They have it in Vegas too.
I think I've been on 2 boats.
That was something else. I don't know if I ever told you guys. So when I went to Vegas last month, they're building a Chick-fil-A on the Strip. That seems like the oddest location for a Chick-fil-A.
Because they super churchy. So
Yeah.
you gonna put it right in the middle of Sin City?
Yeah, it was like on the Strip. Like,
Yeah, how could it truly be open 24 hours? Well, I guess. I don't know.
yeah,
Gee, chicks
closed on Sundays and like they don't like gambling. And you building it on the place where all it is gambling.
No, they don't. I don't know. Christians, like, they play bingo all the time. So.
That's
No, Catholics play bingo.
Oh.
Christians got a real anti-gambling stint in they.
I look at it like maybe it's like the Amish where it's like we don't use electricity, but we'll slide you $5 to drive us to Jogger Lake.
They used to be having cars and shit. Like, I guess they got like loopholes everywhere.
I mean, attaching their wagon to 10 horses, that's 10 horsepower, sure, but that don't count as a car.
Like, they begin like if it's a big ass white van, we can have it. But if it's not a big ass white van, no.
I mean, like a gas powered car. The only real electricity is the initial spark to light the gas, really, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, could they just come up with some sort of alternative way of sparking that
What
gas?
if they use like a biodiesel car, like with corn oil? That'd be right up their fucking alley, wouldn't it?
I don't know combustion engines, so maybe.
We'll see what future.
I'm just trying to help out the
future Amish will figure
the
out.
old people who went back after Rumspringa.
They be wearing Skechers and shit. I'm sure that.
Yeah, it's probably ain't a lot of cowboys in the game still at this point. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta just rock what they gotta rock.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Making candles and cobbling, man, that shit is becoming a lost art.
Barn raisins.
Barn raisins.
I'm gonna give you a quick little lightning round of some things. Ron Funch's Giggle Fit is amazing. You should go listen to it. I truly fuck with Ron Funches hard, but he had a joke on that motherfucker. He was like talking about it was New Year's and he was having a vision board party, and the crowd kind of giggled. He goes, "Yeah, that's right. Niggas sitting around getting faded, support each other spiritually." And I was like, hell yeah.
That's been a major component of a couple of the books I've read recently.
vision board?
Vision boards, yeah. They have talked about how great vision boards are. 'Cause it's nice to like be reminded of your goals and that be able to. Because a lot of like people like seeing is believing.
Yeah.
And when you can actually look at something that you want, it motivates you more to go achieve it.
Maybe that'll be a good. Well, we'll talk about that. Like.
Who knows? Either way, it's on the Comedy Central app, and it was available to listen to on Spotify. But I'll tell you right now, you want to see it because Ron Funch's face and the delivery is worth worth it all. Worth you seeing, because it was that good to me.
His episode of Why Won't You Date Me is pretty great, too.
I did enjoy that, and I watched her on his show, Getting Better with Ron Funches. It's a great show. It's also available on YouTube. I would tell you to go check out. If you see somebody you like on there, go for it. But she was on his show, and that was real fun. Popeyes brought their chicken sandwich back. I went Sunday. I love the subtle dig of bringing it back on a Sunday to be like, yeah, you can get this delicious chicken sandwich even on a Sunday.
That's funny.
It was very good. It was so much better than the one we had. The version of it, it's almost disrespectful. It was a super buttery roll, like salty, toasted correctly on the correct side. Super crunchy, very spicy, very tasty, put together very well. And the lady was like, "I'm so sorry for your wait" when I got up to the window, and I'm like, "That." I don't even know what to do with that because I never had that experience with Popeyes.
I guess if we gonna get one in Manor, but I'm cool with Wendy's. I can get a Frosty.
It's all to the good. So
or I could make it.
Yeah, the line was long. It was on my IG for anybody who followed me on that day, and it was a long line. But I live in the future. I got a computer in my hand. I'm never bored. You know what I'm saying? So I snagged a couple for me, and I snagged a couple for it. Because that's near the abode. So I snagged them a couple, ran a couple over there to them. We just kept it moving. So at least said Ron Funches, Chick-fil-A sandwich, both great things you should probably get down with.
The End of the Fucking World is back on Netflix.
The world. What's that one?
The End of the Fucking World was a dude who kind of wanted to be a killer, and he picked up this chick.
Yes, it's a comic book and stuff like that. And they ended up killing that one dude. Well, like, did he fall in life or did he stab that dude up?
I think he stabbed the dude to get him off the chick.
Yeah.
So season 2 of that is up.
Cool. That's dope. That's actually a very good show. I would like to see where that's headed in its second season.
It's pretty good so far. By the time this come out, won't Disney Plus be out?
Disney Plus launches a week from today. I am still unaware how to add it to my Hulu. I'm pretty excited about the ability that you can. Disney Plus was supposed to be commercial free, but as it turns out, they had signed a lot of stuff over to Stars for streaming rights, and because they want to be able to have it on their service when they start up the service next week, you will be. I'm not gonna say inundated because I don't know how many it's gonna be there, but you will be seeing ads for Stars on Disney Plus for a while.
You gotta watch the Girlfriend Experience with fake nut on people's faces.
Who's in that movie? Is that
No, this is the show.
Oh, okay. So, Disney Plus is popping here soon enough, and I'm pretty excited. But I want to see the Mandalorian. That looks real good.
Yeah, Lady in the Trap look good.
You think?
Yeah, like I'm not a big Disney fan at all when it comes to like the cartoons and stuff like that. But Lady in the Trap, I always wanted to kiss a girl with some spaghetti in my mouth.
How have you not done that yet? I feel like you would have knocked that off the list forever ago.
That's okay. I'm more of an angel hair type of guy.
Girl, let me get some butter noodles. Let's make it happen.
I'm alright. I think
I've kind of.
Oh, and I'm sorry, nosing about some meatball over the sofa.
I've kind of like started this habit of watching Food Network when I go on vacation in my hotel room, which I did again the other day. And the second time in the last couple of weeks where I've watched people make the buttery noodle dish where they use like the eggs.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
They have to stir the noodles so the egg doesn't scramble and everything like that.
Carbonara. That's the best.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a carbonara. So
It's a thicker noodle, dummy.
where we at? All right, yeah, we'll stick a fork in it at that point, ladies and gentlemen. That was 326 of Stay Crunchy Milk. That was a pretty fun episode. I know I enjoyed it. I would hope you did as well. Get out there and review us. Again, check out our merch store. I'm not saying that because I want money from the merch store, because I truly get like I think a quarter or something back. I want you out in these streets rocking my shit. And I want to see it. And
hey, that's a weird shirt. Where'd you get that from?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then I want somebody to notice of what's really going on in that cereal bowl on our logo. I just put
Oh, Step Brothers is on Netflix.
Vanessa watched it last night.
I'm fucking watching that as soon as I get back.
I thought somebody died. I was really freaked out.
I've never heard him like quite Look quite like that
If you
at all.
wanna get down on
Literally,
this
she was singing it this morning.
But why don't
She
you
was-
jump right in?
She was singing it to me this
It's a
morning.
crush party right up in here. The only reason I might not watch it is because I've watched the uncut version so much, it'd be jarring to watch
The regular version?
the regular version of it, but I'll still watch it. It's still a great movie.
Holy shit, that's Tatum 216. That's Lunchbox 2099. Mr. Man is at the real ODP on these Twitter streets. Holla at him. Try to keep him from getting in fights on Twitter. Talk to him some good shit to him on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Like, hey man, how about this ham? That's got to be something, right?
That movie was fucking 11 years old.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
We're old, man.
Yeah.
I am the Internet Stereo 713. Yeah, I'm old, but I don't care.
I still got all black pubes though.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.